treatments. We do some trigger point dry needling. We do a lot of manual therapy involving massage, joint mobilizations. We also have physical therapy assistants and massage therapists that help treat our patients' injuries.
LionsPTLV.com, 702-476-0222.
If you're still smoking cigarettes, kick them to the curb and get acquainted with the all-star staff at Elephant Vapor. Elephant Vapor, with 5 Valleywide locations, has been promoting a smoke-free existence since 2013. Fair pricing, top-notch customer service, and a wide selection of vape juices and accessories is what makes Elephant Vapor the #1 vape shop in Southern Nevada. If you're still a smoker, join the vape revolution and kick those nasty cancer sticks to the curb and visit Elephant Vapor. Check them out, elephantvapor.com. Find a location near you at elephantvapor.com.
If you're lucky enough to live near the Napoli's Pizzeria on Warm Springs Road or the location on West Sahara, you're in for a treat. During game time, these 2 locations are offering a 1-topping 18-inch pizza and 10 wings for just $25.99. That's a huge 1-topping 18-inch pizza and 10 wings for $25.99. And don't forget, whenever there's a football game on, beer is just $2 at Napoli's. When you crave great pizza, Napoli's Pizzeria is the place to go. For the complete menu, just click LasVegasPizzeria.com.
I'm Dave Coken with Cliff Miller from MJ Christensen Diamonds. This is my favorite one to talk about, diamonds from outer space.
Oh, moissanite. And it is popular with a certain sect. You know, a lot of ladies, if it's not a diamond, it's not going to happen. So from space or wherever it's from, no moissanite for them. But it is a greatly, highly dispersive stone that can be enjoyed.
MJ Christensen, something special for the love of your life. Located at Boca Park.
Experience the largest international rugby tournament in North America, March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Come to Sam Boyd Stadium to see USA defend its championship title against the top 16 countries, including South Africa, England, New Zealand, Canada, Fiji, and more. The action's hard-hitting and the celebration in the stands is electric as 70,000 fans from around the world come dressed to party. Get your tickets now at UNLVtickets.com for the most exciting international sports and beer festival in North America. USA Sevens Rugby, brought to you by Heineken, Steiners, and Lee's Discount Liquors.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
I think what we've decided to do, by the way, in the interest of, it just makes good sense to me. Whenever the angle wins, it's the Joe's angle of the day. If it loses, it's Ralph's angle of the day. No, not.
That's
Joe's.
because I gave Dave crap yesterday.
Well, yeah.
He was in the studio by himself, so he had to give out the angle for the first time in a while, and it lost. So
it did
was
miss
Dave's
yesterday.
fault.
You'll never lose at Joe's, though. The food's as good as it gets. Make a reservation, 702-792-9222, the perfect location to go for your Valentine's dinner, which is next week. So make the reservation now, because if you wait around, you know what's going to happen when you call. Can I get a reservation for 2 at 8 o'clock? No. Okay, I mean, they're not going to have any more room. That's what happens on the real big days, and Valentine's Day is as big as it gets. So don't screw around and be stupid. Make the reservation now, 702-792-9222. What do we got?
Southern Utah and Weber State.
Huge game tonight.
695, 696. The total's 155.5.
It is a rivalry game because they are state rivals.
Southern Utah, 8-2 over their last 10 at home. Weber State, 25-4 over under on the road. That's it. Just road games. Their last 29 road games, 25 over, and the last 7 in the series have gone over with the total right in the same number between 153 and 155. Right. So game 695, 696. Weber State, Southern Utah, over, current number 155.5.
You can always tell when somebody has been out in this part of the country for a reasonable number of years, because you eventually figure out that it's Weber State. All the time, I thought it was growing up, Weber State.
Weber.
I didn't know. And I got out here, and it's like, no, it's Weber State. And also found out when I moved out here.
I called Nevada wrong for the first 6 months, and Brian Leonard would just pound me in the head every time I said it. So
don't do that.
You learn that quickly. That.
Well, that's the way they feel in Ogden about Weber State. It is Weber State. Okay, let's go to some NBA. There's always a storyline when the Lakers and Celtics meet. And tonight it's LeBron and the struggling Lakers against the red-hot Celtics. Lakers would love to go in and cool down their cross-country rival. And I'm not sure a lot of people think they can do it off that disastrous performance at Indiana the other night, the single most lopsided loss that LeBron James has ever absorbed as an active player in a game in which he played. I don't think they're going to get beat by 40 points tonight, but I'm not sure they can go in and beat the Celtics right now. And look, the Lakers are going to have to figure out a way to get themselves on the same page. I think all this trade talk has been a huge distraction for a team that's not good enough to be able to afford a distraction, and they're facing a very hot Boston team.
You know, obviously the distractions hurt them at Indiana. People were shooting free throws, and players were talking about LeBron's going to trade you. That was the chant in the stands. And, you know, this is a young team that didn't know who was going to be on the team and who wasn't after the trade deadline. That'll calm down after tonight. But Boston, again, is one of the best home teams in the NBA. They're 29-10 their last 39 home games. Plus Kyrie, who hasn't played for a while, is back. So you have that Kyrie-LeBron. But, you know, you can expect a big game from LeBron in Boston against Kyrie tonight. It'll be fun to watch.
We did talk about this game a little bit earlier, but we'll get more in depth with it here. San Antonio goes to Portland. The Spurs, never would I consider even trying to take anything away from what the Warriors are accomplishing. But the Spurs absolutely mailed one in last night and got just crushed at Golden State. The problem is they're going into a tough home court tonight. The fact that they did give a couple of key guys the night off last night is nice for them, but the rest of the team had to play. How hard they played. So maybe the rest factor or the non-rest factor should be eliminated in some sense from this equation. But it's still a good spot, one would think, for the Portland Trailblazers, and certainly the ticket count and the dollars, or at least the ticket count, not the dollars, but the ticket count, certainly favoring Portland, although, as Mike Young said, the dollars, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it, and I agree with you. The situation certainly looks to favor the Blazers. Blazers are 8-2-1 as a home favorite their last 11 games, and one of those losses was their last game where they lost to Miami as a double-digit favorite. So you have to have a feisty team losing. Listen to these angles, though, to the over in this game. San Antonio is 8-2-2 on the road off a straight-up loss to the over. San Antonio is 11-2 over-under their last 13 as an away dog. Portland has gone over the total 6-0-1 their last 7 games. And Portland is 5-2 over-under off a home loss. A lot of numbers pointing to the over in this game. And, you know, you still think of San Antonio as an under team from those old Pop days. They are not. They're a totally different team that changes, that runs the pace and plays up-tempo. Again, so in this game, I certainly have an opinion towards the over with those numbers, and I like that situation anyway.
All right. Let's look at more college basketball. We covered 4 games in the 4-at-4. How about some others that have piqued your interest tonight, Ralph?
You know, one game in the Sun Belt is hot against not hot. And, you know, you're looking at Arkansas State and South Alabama. South Alabama now 8-1 ATS their last 9 games, including 5 straight covers at home.
New coach this year, and it appears as though some of his stuff is starting to take hold.
It is, and that's a great point, Dave. When you get these new coaches and you're now into the season 20 games, you know, your freshmen aren't freshmen. The kids aren't learning a new system. They've learned that new system, and now it does take effect. Arkansas State is also 1-7 ATS their last 8, and on the road they're only 4-9 against the spread, shooting only 41.9%. So really struggles. I think South Alabama's in a nice spot there.
All right. Any other games that have caught your eye tonight?
You know, couple that I looked at is, you know, in the horizon, I think Wright State is really ready to make their move.
Well, they better be, because it's getting late. You know, that conference is wide open, by the way. It's not. And Northern Kentucky is, I guess, the best team, but they're hardly infallible. It's a weak league this year. It's a really bad league this year. What that means is that a lot of teams are going to have a chance to win this conference come tournament time, and it can be a live dog conference in season as well.
Yeah, I mean, Youngstown State, a team that used to have 1 conference win total, is now sitting at 4-7. Cleveland State's the only team that's out of it, and unfortunate to say that they're really the bottom tier of that level. But Wright State was picked by some, including like Ken Palm, to win the horizon.
Right.
So
I made Northern Kentucky the favorite going in but I thought Wright State was the second.
I had him
team.
like tied. Yeah, I had him very close. So, you know, from what I read what their coach says, you know, he really thinks they're in the right move. And Oakland is such a fast-paced team. When you have a team like Wright State that likes to slow the pace down, I really think you have an issue where Wright State can. I'm looking to play on them the next few games, and tonight's a night spot, I believe.
This is not one of Greg Campy's better teams at Oakland. They've been really inconsistent. They lost some key guys from last year, and he's always had that one little dynamo, the 5'9" type of guy who can just create havoc on the court, and he doesn't have one of those guys this year. It's just not his type of team at Oakland, and consequently, you know, they're down from where they've been. Going back a few years, they had Bader, who was just an unbelievable three-point shooter, and then they had the little guard. I can't remember his name. He was like, I don't know. He looked like he was 5'2".
He played for the Cavs for a couple years.
Yeah, I know. I just can't remember his name.
You know, now that
was it Felton?
Yeah,
that's who it was. Yeah,
Felton.
Well, they just don't have anybody like that this year, and that's the type of player Oakland needs to see. That's when they're good. When
Kay Felder.
Felder. That's
Kay
it. Yeah.
Felder. Yeah.
Well, it's close.
Dennis Felton is the Cleveland State coach.
Right. It's Kay Felder. He was so much fun to watch. They just don't have that type of guy this year, that go-to guy. And without a go-to guy, Oakland's Campy has not had the success he's used to. This team has been very inconsistent, and I don't know that that's going to change at all.
You know, that little guard that scores is now playing across city for Detroit Mercer with Antoine Davis playing for his dad. You know, he's a kid that's an incredible freshman. He signed with Houston, and he wasn't going to play for his dad at Texas Southern.
No, Davis can play.
Yeah, and when his dad got the job, Houston let him out of the scholarship. So imagine Antoine Davis on this Houston team that's 21-1 this year.
You know, Mike Davis is going to win there.
Yeah.
This is the perfect level for him because he's going to get good players. And I would not be surprised if within 2 years they might be the team to beat in that conference.
And yeah, that is the same Mike Davis for our listeners that was at UAB and was at Indiana. So
and was it Texas Southern?
Texas Southern
right?
for 5 years before 5 or 6 years before coming here.
No, I think he'll win there. I think he's a perfect coach for that program. He's not I don't look at Davis as a guy who can do well at a really big name program. I just don't think he's good enough with the X's and O's. But we've seen what he can do on a consistent basis at smaller programs. I mean, Texas Southern did nothing but make the NCAA tournament every year under Davis, and I think he's going to win at Detroit.
Yeah, you know, it was Texas Southern. When you looked at their record, they started 0-15. They played the toughest schedule. They needed the money games. Then all of a sudden they would go 16-0 in conference play. You know, I have one more game that I do like, and this is actually one of my plays. I'm on an uneven run, so I'm happy to give this one out. It's in the Big West, and it's another team that's not traveling, that hasn't traveled often. It's Long Beach State, a team that I think is going to start playing better. They're at home against Hawaii. Hawaii's only playing their fourth true road game of the season. They haven't traveled for the last 4 games. The 2 road teams they played were the bottom. They played Northridge and Riverside on the road. They played UCLA early. Hawaii having to travel back now puts them in a tough spot when they play these back-to-backs. And I think Long Beach State is an up-and-coming team. The game was around pick. I think LB State was a 1-point favorite last time I looked. And LB State, I have a check mark as well that I think will finish the season on an uptick.
We have saved the best to last in terms of local interest. I think this is the king tonight. I know the Lakers, Celtics will get a lot of local interest. But when the Golden Knights are in action, their primetime stuff in Las Vegas, they will play at Detroit tonight. We'll get to that as our marquee matchup next.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
With Cliff Miller from MJ Christensen Diamonds, William Henry Collectibles.
Incredible. All one-of-a-kind pieces. They're generational items. And in the South, you know, everybody just lusted after who gets the grandfather's pocket knife. In Vegas, it's stepped up a notch, and that's William Henry. But this is a knife that generations will own. Every one of them made out of custom materials, an incredible story and legacy to pass on to future generations.
MJ Christensen, located at Boca Park.
Guys, let's face it, your health is an us issue. How you feel and perform not only affects you, but it also affects your loved one and your entire family. Whether it's having the energy to take the kids to the park or having a fulfilling relationship, it all starts with a healthy you. If you've been having difficulty losing weight, feeling tired, or experiencing low libido, you may have low testosterone, very common in men as they age. The good news is, a visit to Universal Men's Clinic could put you back on the right track.
I'm Dr. Charles Arakaki for Universal Men's Clinic, where they specialize in treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. With modern medicine and the latest technology,